Steam summer sale event for 2023. Now this year we have a fantastic range of content over the next few weeks coming from both us at Dovetail and our amazing range of ambassadors, and we're here to celebrate the sales, the amazing discounts on Steam that you can get a hold of. So let's check these out. We have up to 70% off Train Sim World 3 Standard and Deluxe Edition. But we also have content on sale from some of our latest add-ons such as Peak Forest Railway, including our back catalogue content as well. So check out the sales if you're a fan of Train Sim World 3, if you're a fan of back catalogue content from Germany, from the UK, from the US. There's a huge range of deals to make the most out of while it's on sale from now until July 13th. Let's check in on the schedule for the next few weeks. So we're going to be streaming content from our ambassadors, but also from us at Dovetail, and that includes the Train Sim World 3 July roadmap, but also the Class 700 previews. So don't miss out on those, but also make sure to check in on some of the amazing ambassador content happening between some of these days. And all the times will be listed on our forums page, on our article pages as well. And this runs all the way up to the 13th of July, where that will be your last chance to make the most out of the summer sales. So for today we have a couple of ambassador pre-recorded videos, and first up you will find the British Ace on Brighton Mainline, and then we will have Jimmy Dali streaming Amtrak's Aceler. So over to Brighton.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another slot of mine on the Steam Summer Sale event. A big thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us the opportunity to join in with the fun. And on this route, well, on this video, we're going to be showing off the Brighton Mainline route, also known as London Commuter. We actually do need to get going. Let's get all of that stuff in. Quickly set that to neutral. We'll get the safety systems on as well. We've got to wait for that one actually anyway. Let's do that. Cool. I'll whack that on as well. So let's wait for that Gatwick Express to pass by. Then we should then be able to go, hopefully. And this is quite a fun service as well, because if you don't have this route, there's quite a lot of split and attaching going on. So this service, we're going to go to Haywards Heath, and then we're going to attach to another train. Which is quite, still quite a unique thing to do in the game. There's not many routes which have the splitting and attaching, which you can actually do. That was quick. That was very quick. Alright, off we go. Let's go. And we are doing it Hudless as well. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea doing it Hudless, but it's my preferred way to play. And I feel it does show off the route in a better light as well, as it's more realistic, so... And I know a lot of people who don't have the game want to sort of have realism, so I suppose this would be realism. Off we go. We've got a double yellow now as we make our way out of Preston Park and then on to the main line. So this service has come up from Littlehampton, so it's come along the West Coast way, through Cliftonville Tunnel, and then here. Oh, and I wonder, will that Gatwick Express be stopping at Haywards Heath, and maybe a couple of extra stops? Because it is peak time at the moment. It's 7:58 in the morning, so quite a few of the Gatwick Express services actually do stop at more stations. So I've got a feeling it might. And we've got to be quite quick as well with this, because the slot's an hour, and this service is exactly 1 hour. So I might have to try and find a place. Maybe once we're at Haywards Heath, I might try and cut out something. Yeah, you might notice that, depending on how long it is. There's a 387, the other train you get on this route, an 8 coach one as well. Lovely. So chasing yellows at the moment, or it should be basically chasing it the whole way. We shouldn't, I mean, hopefully it will just stay at a double yellow the whole way, or most of the way. There's another double. And we then go into Patcham Tunnel, and we've got a 90-mile-an-hour limit. There we go. That's what we'll do. Let's coast it about 70. just in case that Gatwick Express service is stopping at Hassocks or Burgess Hill, which some of them do. Yeah, I think some of them stop at Hassocks. 1 or 2 of them do. That's sort of the fun thing about the Gatwick Express services on this route. When you think of Gatwick Express, you just think Brighton, Gatwick, Victoria. But at peak times, rush hour times, you'll have Gatwick Express services stopping at Haywards Heath, Burgess Hill, I think, and Hassocks. There's some more they stop at. And another cool thing is sometimes you can actually have a Gatwick Express 387 running as a Southern service, as both Gatwick Express and Southern are part of GTR. So yeah, very often they'll sort of be running, well, the 387s will actually be running Southern services. They're not just on the Brighton Mainline. Well, on this game, yes. But in real life, you've got 387s running on the East Coastway quite regularly. I mean, I think basically almost all the time there's always a 387 on the East Coastway. So they run all over the place. Although on this game, on this route, you can run 387s as Southern services at certain times of the day, which is always quite cool to do. We got green now, so we'll just get it up to line speed, which is 90 miles per hour, which is the fastest we'll be today. About to come into Clayton Tunnel. If anyone's on your phone, you best get off, because you're going to lose your 4G connection for a minute or so. And in we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so our next stop is Haywards Heath. So nice gap. They're quite sort of, well, quickish services, these ones. Probably my favourite ones to do on the route, just because you get to do the split or the attach. If you're going south, you split, and if you're going north, you attach. As one portion comes up from, well, but I think basically all the time from the west it's from Littlehampton, and from the sort of East Coastway I think it can either be Orr or Eastbourne. I think majority of them are Eastbourne. There we go. As we shoot out Clayton Tunnel, I wonder what we're going to be attaching to. Will we become a 12 coach train or an 8 coach train? Probably an 8 coach. But as it is rush hour, you never know. They may treat us to a longer train. As we approach Hassocks. So we're now on the other side of the South Downs. We're sort of out of Brighton now. And just coasting as well. There we go. Whizzing through the station. And it is Burgess Hill next. Which isn't too far up. So yeah, this is sort of, I suppose, the rural-ish part of the route. You know, just little towns. You know, lots of countryside. But once you get sort of north of Merstham, it then becomes quite built up, and well, because then you're in London. But this bit's quite rural, and it is nice. This is my favourite part of the route. Trees, fields, and more. Up even more. Personally, I would say this is probably one of the best UK routes in the game. Alongside Southeastern High Speed. I don't like to say it, but yeah, Southeastern High Speed probably is one of the best ones as well. So this is my local main line, hence the reason why I always like to show it off. Yeah, so quite a lot of bias in this towards this line, but it's a really good route. And it's got one of the best timetables as well. It's a Joe Burgess timetable, and if you don't know who Joe Burgess is, if this is your first time seeing Train Sim World, he makes the timetable, some of the timetables, and they're always absolutely packed with services. And this route, I think, has the most services in Train Sim World. It's like 1,200 playable services, and then like 4,000 AI services. So yeah, it's pretty mental. Going through Wivelsfield. That's it, they're a bit close. Living on the edge. And the next station along is Haywards Heath. Leaving World's End. That's one of the place names. I think Wivelsfield, just to the right of, well, just to the east of Wivelsfield Station, there's an estate, or I suppose a suburb, or an area of Burgess Hill called World's End. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Where do you live? I live in World's End. I suppose you'd then say in Burgess Hill probably, as Wivelsfield is sort of just part of Burgess Hill. And I think the reasoning for the name World's End, if you just go on Google Maps, look up Burgess Hill, and you'll see World's End. I think the reasoning for calling it World's End is where the railways met. Yeah, something to do with the railway. That's why it's called World's End. Not because the world ends there. Then you've got the Haywards Heath bypass. So I don't know if this one's actually. I don't know if that bridge actually is in this in the game. So it got built relatively recently. That service would have split from another one. And I think from here we do get a position light signal. I can't remember if we have to roll up to the signal and then contact the signaller, or it just does it for us. The next signal's on there, isn't it? Yeah, it's just before the tunnel. Can't see it yet. Maybe not. Is it not? Pretty certain there's a signal before the tunnel. Oh, there we go. I can see. Yeah, I can see a junction indicator. I think that's in position 1. I can see the red. Yeah, I can see a position 1 route indicator, and I can also see the position light signal, which is giving us authority to pass it. Yeah, we're good. So UK signals are relatively easy, but there is a fair bit to know, sort of, on top of sort of your double yellow, green, red. You know, you've got the junction indicators, position light signals. Yeah, so that's a position 1 there on the junction indicator, I believe, and then you can see the position light signal just next to the red light, which is allowing us through. And there's the other part of the split service. But if you do get double yellows there and a single then a red, do slow down. But sometimes you actually do have to wait there. Say if the other service is still sort of rolling in or still active. So we're going to be coming, I think it's platform 4, which we're coming into. There's a Gatwick Express service stuck behind the other one. And it's one of those routes, or one of the only UK routes where you actually do have quite a lot of yellow shading and red lights. You get a lot of it on here. So there's our other unit. Is it 8 coaches? Nah, it's 4. Oh well. So we're going to be attaching up to that. So first off, we want to stop a relatively good distance away from the train. Don't want to go right up to it, and you don't want to go and couple up to it straight away. Don't do that. I mean, you probably could. It would probably confuse the hell out of the game, but probably best you don't. So we're going to go about there, I'd say. Set it to neutral. You don't have to set it to neutral, but good practice. I think we'll let that do that. Looks like they've already locked the doors on the other unit already. Oh, one thing. Oh, it's already set to London Victoria. So they'd probably still be open at the moment, but it's just the way sort of the services and Train Sim World. Now they'd probably lock the doors. So we're going to lock our doors. Everyone mind the doors. Attachment will take place. Right, our doors are locked. So we're going to roll forward just slowly. We're going to get a little bit closer to the unit, but not completely touch it just yet. Let's get nice and close. You can see we're relatively ready. Let's do it from this view, then you can see it. Oh wait, other way. Now we can see it take place. Nice and slow. There we go. And then we can shut down this cab, get to the other end, and then get up to London. So that's position 3. Get that off. So we don't need that on. Headlights can come off. So yeah, just shut down the cab. Oh yeah, we can. Let's unlock the doors this end quickly. Hold on. Yeah, that screams at us. Cool. Right, let's go to the other end. Get that keyed on. And yeah, then make our way to London. Oh yeah, right, we best get in quickly, because otherwise the AI is going to try and take it over. No. Hang on. Okay, cool. Right. And now we've attached it, we now need to do the corridor. Just getting that all sort of done before the service ended. Right. There we go. Is that gonna? There we go. Get that door open. This is cool to do as well. So we come through, do that, open that up. Well, actually, that's fine actually as it is. And there we go. That is that's the connection which has just taken place. Now let's go to the other end. Got to be quite well. We've got 2 minutes. Which this 2 minutes I might cut out just so we do keep to the 1 hour slot. So I'll see you all when the 2 minutes is up, and I'll probably be in the cab and ready to go. See you in a sec. Right, we're now in the cab and basically ready to depart. So let's get the doors shut. We've got the green. There you go, doors are closing. And our next station stop will be Gatwick Airport. And let's go. We're leaving, we're off. We're out of there. There we go, so we're now running as 8 coaches after the attachment. Not 12, but oh well. They're the longest trains you can get on here, 12 coaches. And also about this route, there's quite a lot of good layers as well, which if you don't know what layers are, again, it might be your first time seeing the route, or Train Sim World maybe. Layers are basically extra services you can drive if you own another DLC. So on this route, there's a fair few. I think great if you own Great Western Express. Another UK mainline route and the first UK route, you get additional class 166 services from Gatwick up to Red Hill and down to Reigate and then along the North Downs. Well, they would then continue down the North Downs line. And yeah, you also get if you've got, I think it's East Coastway. You get the class 66 services, and if you've got East Coastway and the class 313, you then get some 313 services. And if you own South Eastern High Speed, I would imagine quite a lot of people will own South Eastern High Speed if they're getting Train Sim World 3. You get the class 375 services, as well as tons and tons of AI at London Victoria. So yeah, it's good. I think that's all the layers on this route. And hopefully in future, maybe a class 700 layer. Although I think the route would probably go bang. So not just yet. And for this, we're playing on the PlayStation 5. I did actually want to do this one on Xbox Series X, and you can sort of see the Island Line on PS5, then this on Xbox, but I don't have all of the layers on there, so it wouldn't be as busy. That's all good. Over the Ouse Valley Viaduct, or Balkan Viaduct, one of sort of the main architectural wonders on the route. Shortly we'll be going through Balkan Station. Which isn't too far. Lovely little station, Balkan. And it always looks very pretty. You've also got all the flowers. I don't know. Yeah, they do. But the Friends of Balkan Station do a great job. Yeah, pretty village station. We're not stopping there though. We'll be flying through it at 90 miles an hour, which means we should get a flyby shot. But we will get a flyby shot. If we can be quick enough. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. Quick. Ooh. Yeah, we'll get it from here. There it goes. Oh, we got another one coming. Oh, I don't know why those back doors are open. There's a 387. Cool. Right, let's pop that down. And yeah, you may have noticed the back doors open. I believe that is an issue. I don't know what causes it, but yeah, if you try and close it, they won't close. But yeah, I'm sure that will get sorted at some point. And then we go into Balkan Tunnel. And it's a station I go to quite a lot. Three Bridges next. When I was recently there, I got treated to Santa Claus 66, which was nice. Which sat in platform 3 for about 10 minutes. And then once it got the signal, it proper thrashed out of the station. Lovely. I remember seeing, yeah, someone, because the 66 was just sort of idling on the platform, and some man was sort of recording sounds of the 66. I was thinking, is that Dovetail? Is that one of the game's developers? But no, it wasn't. It's quite interesting. The guy was making music out of different train sounds, which I thought was quite cool. So that's why he was recording. I thought it was Dovetail. Well, I don't know why they'd be recording a 66 when we've already got it in the game with good sounds. So we get that back up to 90. It now becomes a quadruple track mainline. So we're now on the up fast. As when you're in the southeast, the up and down line actually are up and down. Whereas if you go north of London, it's confusing. The up line becomes the one which actually goes down, and the down line becomes the up line. Apparently it's something to do with London. London all trains go up to London, and then if they're going away from London, they go down. So actually, I suppose is correct for when you're in the south, as you're going up to London, which you are going up the country, but just it's a bit weird when you're on, say, the East Coast Main Line south and you're going down the country, but you say you're on the up line. And you got the Three Bridges Thameslink depot. Always a hive of action. With the 700s all stood there, but obviously they're not here yet. So a little bit of horn going through Three Bridges. It has got a very skinny bit of the platform, which people wait at. I don't know why. There's a very skinny bit of the platform which we just passed, and it has in massive capital letters it says no waiting, and people still go and wait there. So trains whish through at about 90 miles an hour, and people are a metre or two, probably a metre away from the edge of the platform. But even though it says no waiting, they just, I suppose, ignore that. They're oblivious to it. And you've got Crawley New Yard, which is just there on the left. As we approach our next station stop of Gatwick Airport, which is just cool as it's an airport stop. Airport stops are cool, especially Gatwick as well, as you've got that, which you might have just seen ahead. The runway is right next to the tracks. And slowing down as well, as it is rush hour. Well, it's a rush hour route, but it is actually rush hour. It's 8:22, so there's probably a couple more extra little services. So we have got to come to a stop. Which, yeah, this was part of the rush hour bundle, which in my eyes is still one of the best sort of route bundles we've had. Although it's because it has got the Brighton Mainline, as I said, that is my local mainline, so that's probably why I say it's the best. But yeah, really good route bundle, and the routes as part. Well, all of the rush hour routes are really good. You've got the Boston to Providence Northeast Corridor route, again a really good route, and recently actually received some Trains in World Free TLC, which you're going to have the Acela on. What was the German one was the Navica Dresden, which is Riesa to Dresden, with the branch line to Meissen. All basically the top routes of Train Sim World, or some of the top routes of Train Sim World. Brighton Mainline, Boston Providence, and Riesa Dresden, or sort of the best ones respective of their countries. And there's the runway just there, which the plane does land eventually. Now we will take it slow as we have got a red light coming up. And Gatwick Airport, actually, since this route has come out, has actually received quite substantial changes. Platform 5, which is the one just next door to us, so that's now an up line, and Platform 6 is now a down line. Whereas on here, Platform 5 is, I suppose, a sort of a through down line, and Platform 6 is a terminating platform. It's completely different now. Still not a nice station though. Even though we are 8 coaches, I don't think there is an 8 coach stop marker, so we just go to the end. We're special, you know. We want to be a 12 coach, but we're not. And this is Gatwick Airport. There's another plane coming in. Never noticed how dark that actually is. Wow. And you've got the terminal shuttle there as well, which then takes you to the North Terminal. It's basically, this is Gatwick Airport South Terminal station, and then you've got to get the little shuttle over to the North Terminal. Always bonkers crazy, this station. People running on with suitcases, not knowing what train to get. It's always crowded. It's just not a nice station. Let's watch the train leaving. This must be during lockdown or something. The train is exceptionally quiet. Maybe it is lockdown. The dreaded word. We're running fresh air. And there's the back door. There's a 387. Which seems to be waiting just outside of Hawley. So it's quite quick now. It's quite a long stretch as well, this bit. Up to East Croydon. It's one of those stretches that sort of drags on. But we'll get there. That's probably waiting to get into platform 6. So you've then got Hawley. There we go. Going through that. Quite a cool station to watch trains at. You get quite a nice lot of fast ones coming through, slow ones. I think the 9 Juliet well, I don't think I know the 9 Juliet services stop at Hawley. Possibly the 9 Tango services. No, actually I don't know. Do they stop there? I think they do. Hang on, no. Goes to loads up Traxi. The 9 Tango ones are the Brighton, Bedford. Don't know about the Gatwick to Bedford ones. Let's have a look. What are those ones? 9W. Head codes are cool. Everybody should know head codes. 9 Romeo, yeah, the 9 Romeo. No, hang on, that's 3 bridges to Bedford. What if they extended it down? I thought they were Gatwick terminators. I'm interested now. I'm having a look. Oh, maybe they do. Yeah, no. Yeah, like there's a 9 Romeo. Okay, yeah, down to 3 bridges then. But do they stop at Hawley? I mean, I'd imagine so. I should know, as I've been on a 9 Romeo quite a few times. Let's see, Hawley. Yeah, they do stop at Hawley. Arrive and depart. Yeah, so you've got 9 Romeo services and 9 Juliet services which stop at Hawley. But then the 9 Juliets don't stop at Salfords or Ellswood. You're probably wondering what on earth am I spouting on about. Train head codes. Well, some of you may know, some of you might not know. If you don't know it, don't worry. It's not really important to the game. Well, I mean, not really. You don't have to know them to... Yeah, forget it. Yeah. And then we come down to 80. And we come up to Ellswood, and then we go down into Red Hill Tunnel. Well, she's coming out relatively shortly. Now on the right, which we already passed it, but we would have gone past East Surrey Hospital. The main sort of, I suppose, hospital within the sort of West Sussex, Surrey area. There's Ellswood. There's the 80. And you might also be wondering, how does he know the speed limits? We've done this line, well I've done this line on Train Sim Classic since about 2014, and on this version since, well, when it came out in 2021. So once you've done that, once you've done the route for that amount of time and for so many times, you just know where these things are, which you guys can do as well. And if you get this route and you keep running it backwards and forth, you'll slowly learn. Some are better than others, but you'll slowly learn, all the speed limits, the stations. That's the way I like showcasing it as well. I know a lot of people are sort of like, oh, I don't want to see it, HUDless, as I don't know the route myself, so I want to see. But I feel like doing it like this sort of does showcase it in a good way, as it sort of shows what you can do. You don't have to, but it shows what you can do to make it a much more sort of realistic experience. And when I look at simulators, I look for a realistic experience. So quite a lot of the time, on not just train sim, on other games as well, I will turn off the HUD, as I want it to be, as real as it can be. So this is the way I like to play. But you could play like that. You could have that on if you want. It's fine. But I just like playing like that. There's a 387. Oh, that was 12 coaches as well. So we're passing Merstham soon. Well, that side on the Merstham on the Red Hill line. You can actually see it. It will be coming up soon. You can see the other line down there. Keep an eye on the speed. A bit further up. There's a clearing just beforehand. Right, I think it's there. I think we just... Yeah, there's Merstham. Then we go over the M25. And then soar into the quarry tunnel. So we're in London now. So we've got to pass, this bit's quite long, we've also got to pass Purley Oak, South Croydon, and then finally East Croydon, and that's where we then stop there. Then we got Clapham Junction, and then London Victoria. I really hope we are within the limits, or will be within the limits of the hour. I'm sure Dovetail won't bite if we do go over by a minute or two, but I don't think we should. Now we're running at, I think, 35 minutes or so far. So now we'll be fine. We're all good. And I believe, yeah, we're actually going downhill at the moment. It feels like we're going up. But I believe we actually are going down. Well, it's according to the grade measurements. It says you're going up. Then we go over the Red Hill line, the sort of slow lines. There you go, crisscrossed over with them. Brilliant. And also I'll show you another cool thing in a second. Once we get to East Croydon, if I remember, I'll show you the smart PIS, as I like to call it. I haven't actually called it smart PIS in bonkers ages, but it's cool. I'll show you though. And then relatively soon we'll see the Tattenham Corner branch joining up. Well, running alongside. Which comes up from Tattenham Corner, and you think it's Coulston Town Station, which is just round that corner there. There's a Reigate service. Oh. That's my controller doing that. My controller's basically broken, so it likes to sort of move the analog stick forward, or at least inside it moves it forward. And they got Reedham Station down there on the left. You can't drive on that bit, but you can see AI trains stopping there. And then you've then got Purley. Which is another place where you do have split and attach. You get the services up from Tassenham Corner, and then up from Caterham or Caterham. Is it Caterham or Caterham? I always go for Caterham, but I think you can do Caterham as well. But yeah, they come up and then join together and then go up to London Bridge, I think. So you can drive them from Purley up to East Croydon. So all the lines now are joining up. They're all sort of joining up onto the main line up into Victoria. Although at East Croydon there is a split. One goes up to London Bridge, one goes to Victoria. So that was Purley Oaks. We're now coming down to 60 for South Croydon. And at South Croydon you'll get the Oxted lines joining up, which come up from Oxted. And then at Oxted it then splits again. You've got the Uckfield branch down to Uckfield, or the Uckfield line, and then the one down to East Grinstead. So that's now joining up. It then drops down even further to 45, then down to 30. As we'll be coming into platform number 1. Yes, there's the Oxted lines joining up with us. So that adds like another, I think they're every half an hour or so. So that adds a fair few more services on. And then we'll come down even further to 45 miles per hour. Sort of the throat into East Croydon. I mean, got green, so that was a yellow, but it's surprising. So quite a lot of the time you will have to wait here. You have to wait, you'll be chasing yellows. We seem to be a prioritised service. We're not following anything. There's the 45. And then down to 30, which begins, I believe, where the green light is, basically. Yeah, just before. So we're looking for the 8 coach stop marker. And this is East Croydon. And I believe the stop markers, yeah, they're on the left hand side here as well. So they're much easier to see, because sometimes with these sort of an island platform, the stop markers will be on the right hand side. So you've sort of look to the right, which is a bit more dodgy. But on here it's relatively simple. Because you've also got them on that side as well, which really does help out. Yeah, this is East Croydon.
Please have your tickets ready for inspection.
There we are. Then after this it's Clapham Junction, so we're almost there. It says we're going to be there at 8:59. Oh, that's 20 minutes still. God, we'll be. Oh, I think it will be about an hour, 1 minute. Right. No, I was going to say I'll skip out this bit. I'll skip out Clapham Junction, sort of the waiting there. Actually, no, let's do it. Right, there we go. Time to go. Let's get the doors shut. And I think, yeah, you would actually get dispatched out of East Croydon. So you would have this little thing up here. That's the indicators. Which has an off one. Well, wouldn't that be a close doors and right away? But they're not in the game yet. So off we go. Another 12 coach 387, which actually sounds like it might actually be stopping, unless there's a red light. Wait for the back of the train to pass that marker. There we go. So this is where the line then goes off to London Bridge. So that way you've got Norwood Junction, Annerley, Penge West, Sydenham, Forest Hill, Honor Oak Park, Brockley, New Cross Gate, and then London Bridge, and then up that way the core, yeah, Thameslink. And then what we're crossing over here is the line which then takes you to West Croydon, and then down towards Sutton. So I think that way it is, testing my memory here, it's West Croydon. What's after West Croydon? Wallington, Wadden. Or is it Wadden straight after? No, yeah, Wallington, Wadden, Carshalton, Beaches, and then Sutton, I think. Well, that's down that way. And then got Thornton Heath Station, which is coming up next. And if you are looking at sort of going on those lines down that way, and up to London Bridge, Train Sim Classic is a good friend of yours. Because Train Sim Classic does have a lot of these other lines off and to places. It's got the whole South London network. Another great route to get on there. 70 miles per hour, which will be most of the way up to Balham. So we've got a South London Metro service there. I wonder what that one is. Is that one going up to Milton Keynes? Or is that one which will go up the other way towards London Bridge? That's Norbury next. Let's pop that down. Yeah, very busy part of the route. But as we're on next gen, it's running, well, perfectly fine. A bit closer now, on the yellow line. But yeah, big thanks to Dovetail Games again for giving us the opportunity to have, well, a couple of slots actually for Train Sim World. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but we've done the Isle of Wight, both versions of the Island line, and well, now we're doing this. This is Streatham Common. And then you've then got the Sutton, Mole Valley lines above. So one way takes you towards Tulse Hill, well, Streatham, Tulse Hill, that way. And then the other way to the left, if you had gone, would take you to Mitcham Eastfields, Mitcham Junction, Hackbridge, Carshalton, and Sutton again. Or then you could go right and go around the Wimbledon loop. Not too fast with that 60 now. Well, still a little bit, but bring it down a little bit early. Another 12 coach there. Like, nice to see 12 coaches. Good old 12 coach. Very hidden signal there. Then at Balham, there's another junction. If you're going south, though, that is. Well, you'll see we're going to join up with it in a second. And that takes you to Streatham Hill. And then down to Tulse Hill. Or you could continue down to Crystal Palace, West Norwood, Gypsy Hill, that way as well. I'm probably confusing a lot of people. Like, what are these places, all these lines? But no, in the game you don't get those lines. But that's where they would go. Cool. And yeah, if you don't know my channel, I know quite a lot of people I suppose do. We've been doing Train Sim World for quite a few years now. I mean, I've personally, well, I've had it since 2018 when it first came out on console. We've basically, I suppose, been doing it on and off since then, but more recently since COVID, the lockdown, every day. Although that is actually going to be ending soon. Or when you're seeing this, it might have ended, actually, me doing it every day. As I'll be starting a full-time job on the railway, which we're very much looking forward to, with a certain train operating company. It's probably not that hard to guess what company. As we come into Clapham Junction. Yeah, at the moment I currently do part-time. Well, actually, no, when you're seeing this, I wouldn't anymore. But part-time sort of work, more sort of customer service related. A certain agency. And we come into Clapham Junction. You've got the South West Mainline joining up. I'm sure most of us know where that goes, down to Weymouth and Southampton, all those lovely places. And we'll go right to the end of the platform here. There's no marker, so we'll just go to the end. Cool. You got Battersea Power Station up there as well. But what I'll do is I'll skip the waiting time here, just to try and hopefully trim down just by a minute or so. Yeah, I don't really want to go over the hours. I know that sort of does make the timetable slightly stricter, I suppose. Here we are. Right, this is Clapham Junction. There we go, we're going to start getting the door shut here at Clapham Junction. And what I actually forgot to show you was the smart POS, as I call it, which is this. Sort of, it goes through the list of stations. Let's get going from the inside. It goes through sort of, well, it doesn't, we only got one station now, but sort of, yeah, it goes through the list of them and updates at each station, which I think is always cool to see. And we are off. Whack that up. Yeah, last stretch into London Victoria. So we sort of got to go up and over the South West Mainline. Yeah, the amount of trains here is crazy. There's basically almost every single service on this route goes into this station. And it is based, well, it is based off the realistic, I think 2002, was it? What timetable is it? I feel like it's the 2019 timetable. I could be wrong though. So up and over we go. Yeah, approaching Journey's End. So we've basically done a full run of the route. I mean, the only bit we didn't start at Brighton, but Preston Park is part of Brighton. So yeah, almost a full line run. With the exciting attachment in the at Haywards Heath. Which once you get here, it just feels like it was ages ago. And you got Battersea Park Station. Oh, let's pop that down. Yeah, Battersea Park. Another cool station to watch trains at. And it comes even further down. And it'll actually be down to 20 coming into the platforms. We'll be going over the Grosvenor Bridge. I thought it said 70 on that line. I was thinking 70, but no, 20. That's my controller doing that. There we go. So I reckon we're actually going to be a little bit early. We're due in 5 minutes. So yeah, we are running a little bit early. And we should be able to see some southeastern services here as well. Oh, here we are. And to the right, I believe that's Victoria Carriage Sidings. Yeah, I believe that's to the right. My southeastern store trains. Let's stop about a loco length away from the red light, so we'll just let that come to a stop. So it's neutral, put the DRA on, and now we wait. So again, to save cut time, I shall skip this bit. Well, I think that's actually what we're waiting for. That was about 30 seconds after. I think that's the train we are waiting for, unless there's another one. It's usually just one. And that one's coming out. And then are we then going to get... There we go. Platform 17 we're coming into. Let's go. And 20 miles an hour, single yellow. And the next one will be the buffers. And I think as Dad Rail says, buffers don't like to be eaten. And then we go. I suppose it's not the nicest of stations on the southern side, as it's sort of just under a building. But it's not. I mean, nothing is worse than New York Penn Station, which is completely underground. That's horrible. And here we are. This is where the majority of southern services terminate, with some going up to London Bridge as well. But this is the main one. And you wouldn't want to be going too fast either, otherwise the TPWS would get you. Although I don't think TPWS actually is active on this train. Well, there we have it. That is a journey's end here at London Victoria, and we're about a minute early as well. Even better. Nice and slow up to the buffer. There we go. I think it's about, what, 6 foot from the buffer is sort of what you should stop at. Basically, I suppose on this train, I suppose it's just when you can't see the buffer. But there we go. That is going to be it. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Thanks for watching my slot on the summer sale event. Yeah, big thanks to Dovetail Games. I'm sure my link will be on screen now. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the entertainment this evening. I'm sure other ambassadors will be on, Dovetail will probably be on, and hopefully I'll see you within the next one. See you all and take care. Bye guys.